liquid. I know I'm sounding so technical. Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine. It's good. This is what we need.
So that's then mixed together. This
Yeah.
was the drugs I was taking anyway. I can't remember what it was called. So the first one was called Menopur. So I then researched Menopur. I don't know if I'm even saying it right, so I'm sorry, but I researched it till I was blue in the face. And honestly, I just, all I found is the worst things, the most horrific things people were saying about it. So I was so nervous about taking it. And I read that it's very painful and that it really stings. So I was like, excellent, can't wait for this. So what I did for my first injection, for my injections, I iced the area for 5 minutes prior to taking the injection.
You numbed it.
I numbed it. I numbed that time. I numbed it up really as
That
much
was
as
smart.
I could. And
that was smart.
So because I had read these awful reviews, I no, I just thought, sorry, I'm not going to read comments, but sorry, shudder.
Yep.
I had read these awful, focus. I had read these awful reviews about Menopur. So anyway, so my hand was honestly like this. I was having a panic attack. I couldn't breathe, and Philippe had to hold my hand for me. So then you get a bit of your skin.
Sorry, look, I'm getting that. But do you have to like pinch your belly? You have to like pinch your belly, because I've got like a bit of a podge.
Honey, the podge it works wonders. Trust me, when you're doing IVF.
Okay, is it, where do you have to put it, in the side? Is it certain like side or the front?
The chubbier the better. So I went right in the middle. You sit down, you get those rolls out, and you squeeze.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So don't worry about those rolls. You need them. So you then put the needle in. Now, I was so nervous, I can't tell you. But, however, you feel absolutely nothing. Honestly.
You was numb. That's why.
No. I'm going to get to something else later. But you feel absolutely nothing. I felt nothing. The only thing honestly, you felt nothing. And I was so worried that when you put it in, because I'd read that when you put Menopur in, it stings, it burns, it's awful. So I was doing it so slowly because my hand was really shaking and I was so nervous. And I put it in and I felt absolutely nothing. And I was like, are you absolutely kidding me? I just worked myself up for nearly an hour and a half having a panic attack, worried that this was going to be the worst thing ever. And I felt absolutely nothing. And I was really lucky, and I had no side effects whatsoever. So,
amazing.
Yeah, really, I was really, really lucky. So you do the injection, and then you wait a day, and then you do another injection, and then every other
one a day?
One a day, yeah, one a day.
Okay.
This is in the first round, mind you. So,
okay.
One a day. And then and then every other day we had a doctor's appointment. The doctor does a hormone check to see how how everything's doing internally, and you have an internal scan to check your follicles, your ovaries, and make sure everything's working and going as it's meant to go. And so I wanted to highlight something here, because you start this IVF process and you think that how it works is seamless. So you start the process, you get the egg retrieval, and the egg turns into an embryo, and everything works seamlessly. But I just want to tell you, unfortunately, that is not the case. It doesn't happen like that, because you can start the injections, and 3 days into the injections, for example, your follicles might not be growing, or they might be reacting badly to the drugs, or this, that and the other, and you might have to stop and wait a month or 2 months to start a next round. So it's really not as easy as... So is that before any eggs have even been released? Yeah, absolutely. Oh man. So this is the problem with IVF. For me, the physical side is something you could just deal with. Okay, yes, it's not ideal. Man. It's not something you choose. Of course, you don't want to be sticking yourself with needles every night. But the emotional side and the hope that you put into every round is hard, because you can start off and then suddenly you're told that this isn't going to work for you, and you either have to wait to give your ovaries a rest, or your follicles aren't growing, or it could be a number of things, and no one sees or hears about this side of thing. I just saw, sorry, comments. And it's so important to highlight that that just because you're starting around doesn't mean you're even going to get to the embryo or the egg collection or anywhere near that. So please, 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 my advice to going into IVF, okay, is be hopeful, but please also be realistic, because, you know, IVF is amazing. It's absolute miracle worker, but it doesn't always guarantee you success, you know. So please just keep that in mind. It's really important to keep that in mind, because I could sit here and say, oh my God, it's amazing, it's so good, but that is just not real life, and it's tough, it's really, really hard. So say, for example, everything's going well, back to the day in the life, everything's going well, and your doctor's saying everything's going fine, you continue with the 1 a day. This is on the first round. And then, because your ovary, you don't want your ovaries and your follicles to grow too big, I got another shot, which I can't remember the name of, I'm really sorry, where it stops the growth of the ovaries. So you have one in your, and this is for 2 or 3 days just before the egg collection. So you're having one in your thigh and one in your tummy, one to make them grow, one to stop them growing. So that's great. Honestly, the whole needle aspect, it is sounds so much worse than it is. That is my experience. It sounds awful, but honestly, once you've done a few, you just get home, you shove it in, and that's it. You're
Is
over.
it not painful? Because no, I'm petrified of pain.
Honestly, honey, the first shot that I did, I couldn't stop my hand shaking. But once you've done that and you know you're fine, you just get on with it. It's like becomes like having a coffee in the morning. You just go home. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for shot. The boy gets it ready and you put it in, and that's it. You know, it's like that's how it is. It becomes second nature. It's not. It's not as bad as it seems. So when you're reading these reviews and you're hearing people say it's really awful, please remember that is not everyone's experience. Not everyone feels that. It's not always painful, and you do not always have side effects. Okay, so that's something else I want to put out.
Perfect.
So you then
you put it in the thigh. So you put it in the thigh and the tummy. What happens next?
Thigh, tummy, and then once that's over, you then have a thing called a trigger shot. So the trigger shot tells your body it's ready for ovulation. So you do this 36 hours before your egg collection, and it's the same. So I just want to say that the needles, by the way, I mean, I should have had one. I've got one in the cupboard. I should have shown you, but I don't have it ready. But it's tiny, and I promise you, it's like one of those ones that just breaks through the skin. It's so sharp. So it's the same with the trigger shot. It's a small needle. It's a thicker tube, so it looks quite daunting. So please don't get put off by the tube, because the needle is the same. And so you then do that, and then you have no needles or injections until you go for your egg retrieval, which ours was very early in the morning. We had ours at 7 a.m. on Monday morning. Now, at this stage, I want to highlight as well that you don't always get eggs that are viable. So you can go through all this phase of injections, and you get to the egg retrieval phase, and you are then told when you wake up. I was put to sleep just for 10 minutes, but you wake up and you feel like you've been asleep for 2 hours. And you're then told whether you retrieved any viable eggs or if you didn't. So they're taken from the doctor when he's retrieved them. They're then sent straight to the lab, and the lab will then let them know immediately what ones are good and what ones aren't so good. We were very lucky that we retrieved, 2 eggs, which some women retrieve 40 eggs, so we are at the lower scale. But for us, for me, it's like 2 eggs. That is great. Fantastic. 2 eggs that are viable.
2 chances.
For me, that is all that I need. And then the lab call you. So then this process is really difficult. This is a really hard emotional phase. So then over a period of days, you're given a number of phone calls to tell you whether your egg is surviving the first stage, the second stage, and how it's working together with the sperm. Is it even working? Have they joined? Are they having a great time? Or is it not going to work? So you then we had, I think, 3 phone calls to tell us every stage. And you just have to wait at the other end of the phone, hoping that the lab is taking incredible care of your egg. And I think at this point, you have to relinquish complete control, because I think part of you feels like you're in control of this journey, you know, and you're just not, you know. I want you to know that we can only do so much, you know, but we have to then hand over to our bodies, and we have to hand over to forces outside of us, like the lab and the doctors, and we have to trust that they know what they're doing, you know. We have to really try to do that, because otherwise you're just putting so much worry and stress in your body that it doesn't need. I know that's hard to say. It's so much easier.
I was going to say, you sound very mentally strong, because even me, who's not going through IVF, I feel a little bit traumatized. I'm like, is this what women are going through? Like, I want to just hug you all and just be like, here's a baby. Like, I feel like I just need to save you guys. Like, that's how I feel, because I'm thinking, wow, like, I feel like when I spoke to my mum boss that went through IVF, she told me bits and pieces, but she didn't like how you're putting it, like go through day and day, like break it down. And so now I feel like if I see someone that's gone through IVF and had a child, I'm having some next level of respect for them, because this sounds a lot.
Do you know why?
It sounds like a lot.
It is a lot, but do you know why I probably sound mentally strong? It's because this is not my first rodeo. You know, this is the second round now. So it's like, once you've experienced it, you know exactly what's coming for you, whether it be, well, you don't know exactly what's coming for you, because like I said, the one consistent thing with IVF is that there is no constant. Expect change. Please expect change, because there is no constant with IVF, and one day you might be going that way and the next day you are going that way. So please be prepared for the unexpected with IVF. But the reason I feel that I sound strong is because it's something that I've already experienced now. So I kind of know what to expect in a roundabout way. Like tonight, you know, I just came home, did the injection like it was nothing, like I was having my dinner, you know, because it was, and we were laughing about it, because before it was such an ordeal, and it is the first time you do it. But second round, you're just like, come on then, let's do it, let's get it over and done with.
Does it get easier? The more times you do it, it gets easier.
It gets easier, absolutely. You become stronger mentally and physically. You know now what your body can handle. You know what to kind of expect, even though actually I'm having different medication this time round. The one thing I didn't do this time round is I have not researched. I have not Googled. I have stopped myself, because I know myself, and I know that I will go down a rabbit hole of reviews and God knows what else. So you know what? I just thought, I'm gonna trust this process 100% this time. I'm gonna trust that I am on the right path and that I'm heading in the right direction. And I'm not gonna Google, and I'm gonna just trust in it. So this is what I did tonight, and it feels actually so liberating. It feels really liberating. I just feel like, do you know what? Yes, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna smash it. That's how I'm feeling. It's actually really empowering, you know. That's how I feel. I feel empowered. I feel strong, and I feel like I'm able to do anything. So
invincible.
If I can help someone else who might not be feeling as positive or as mentally strong, then this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm sharing my experience. Please don't forget to come forward and reach out, because I'm always here and always willing to chat. Always.
Yeah, definitely. I want to go to the comments, because you got quite a lot of comments. And we had a few more people coming in. So let me go, guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, please put them in the questions section. So we have here, hi Alicia. We have Kalisha. She said, I love and respect that this is talked on your live, Sharda. It's so personal. Much love to you all. Thank you. We have Dr. Henna said she practices in general practice with special interest in cardiology, but I help support some women with fertility issues, and I talk about it a lot with other people, but can't talk about myself. Oh no. Well, maybe you could reach out to Dr. Henna.
Yeah,
Dr.